Michael, I don't wanna.
It's your idea.
This is your idea. What's up, guys? This is Chad at All Dogs Off-Road, and it is summer in Nebraska. So we are sitting inside our very big Easy Bake Oven of a shop. But we have a project for you today. We have my 2025 Toyota 4Runner SR5, and we have here some very shiny, very new skid plates. These are ASFIR's aluminum skid plates, and we're gonna show you how to install them today. This is a very nice set. It's got your front engine, transmission, gas tank, transfer case. So not exactly in order as laid out. We've got all the goodies here, and ASFIR even sent some control arm skids, I believe, as well, that we might throw on if we have time. But we've been running ASFIR skid plates in the shop for, gosh, at least 5 or 6 years now. I've had them on my Frontier, I had them on my old GX 470. Kyle has some on his Frontier. Enoch has some on his Xterra. Michael does not have them on his Frontier. He runs something different, but that's okay. But anyways, we really like ASFIR skids. We've run them for years. We trust them. They're very solid. And to my understanding, this is I don't think these are prototypes, but they're first release for the non-hybrid models, which is what I have. They've had the hybrid applications covered for a bit now, and this is for the regular 2.4 turbos. We haven't even looked at the install instructions yet, but we're gonna wing it. So come along. So typically on these skid plate installs, we start from the front and work our way back, and I think that's what we're going to do. So we've got our engine skid here, and it looks like there's a nice little radiator guard as well. So we're going to open up these hardware packs and start to lay things out and get things organized. And then SR5 doesn't have much for factory skid plates. There's one little foam-ish thing up front, or felt, if I remember correctly. It's not a skid plate. But I assume we'll have to take that off, and then we'll start fitting everything up. Hardware pack, and this looks like this is for your oil filter. So that probably goes in on this side, wedges up and bolts in. Oh, look at all that hardware, holy moly. So on the front, you're gonna have 4 shorter bolts, 2 long bolts, your 2 little bolts for your oil filter access, and then 2 washers, and then there are gonna be a bunch of lock washers. Now on your bolts, you wanna pre-stage them. By the instructions, they suggest that you put your lock washer, and then you've got your little recessed washers here that, you know, kind of hide your bolt head. This is a nice touch. On my 3rd gen Frontier, I think it was before they started doing this, and so the bolt head was exposed, and sometimes you drag it over rocks or something, and then it would mangle up the bolt head. So this is a nice touch, but this looks pretty straightforward. So we're gonna go up front and see if we can get her in place. We're under the vehicle, it's in the air. To start, we've got a felt or plastic-ish kind of, I don't even want to dignify it by calling it a skid plate, but whatever it is, it's coming off. So these are air dam. Yeah, there you go, Kyle says. These are 12 mil, so nice and easy to take off. And then yeet that because you're never going to use it again. From here, we're gonna be lifting the skid plate into place and then just fastening it up. Now, ASFIR uses my least favorite fastener size, which is a 13 millimeter on their bolts. I don't know why I'm prejudiced against the size, but I am. We'll probably, what do you think, Kyle? Start with the 2 middle long bolts and then work forward?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what we'll do. We'll get the 2 long bolts and get this held up into position, and then we'll start fastening. I see it here. Okay. So we're not gonna fully tighten things down because we've got this little like radiator skid that we're gonna put on, and then also we have to check and see how the rear skid lines up, whether
it'll sit flush.
Oh, it'll sit flush. Okay, yeah. So on the Frontiers they overlap, but on the Toyotas apparently they don't, which is nice. So we just bolt in and then work our way back. So we've got our skid plate on. Very simple. So remember at the beginning of the video, you have 4 short bolts, 2 long bolts. So short bolt, long bolt, short bolt, short bolt. And when it's all fastened together, you can tap it to make sure you don't hear any resonance. That typically means that everything is tightened pretty good. ASFIR might provide a torque spec, but we just buzz them tight by hand. But that's our front. And then the nice thing here is there's an access to get to your oil filter. You might still want to drop the skid plate if you're changing oil, just because it's going to drain down, but that's fine. I mean, this was super easy to put on. To be determined at the next oil change, I suppose. So from here, we'll just keep working our way back. So we'll do the transmission skid next. We'll go grab that, lay the hardware out, and kind of get things set up, and then we'll slap around. So now we're doing our transmission. Open up your hardware pack, look at your instructions, pre-stage your hardware, and slap her on. So you've got 3 bolts, and your short bolts are going to go at your fronts, and then your rear driver side, and then your long bolt is going to be right here, it looks like. So we'll get her hefted up there and mounted. I might not need your help for this one, Kyle. But then again, it's always appreciated.
Yeah, that's right.
Nope, I was wrong on the long bolt placement. So the long bolt is actually going to go over here on the driver's side. Sorry, guys. Smooth sailing so far, but little do these guys know as I just filled up my gas tank. And if we have to drop straps, then that's going to be fun.
Cool.
So, on to the next one. So here things will get a little interesting. What we're going to be doing now is our transfer case skid. ASFIR supplies a beefy steel bracket. We'll figure out where that mounts here shortly. Kyle says we take this plug out and it goes up here. We will check the instructions. To install this bracket, you're going to have 1 long through bolt, it looks like, and a large washer. Oh, where'd that come from? And then another washer and a lock nut right here. So that bracket is just held by 1 big old bolt. And then there are 2 plugs in the frame that you got to remove on either side. There was one here and there's one on the other side that looks exactly the same. So just pop her out. You got your plugs out, now you're going to get your bracket in place.
You got your spacer in there.
Camera angles be damned. All right,
I don't know what size
for
that
now.
guy is.
So we've got this hanging loosely in place, and we're not going to want to snug it up yet because this is a slotted through hole, and so you've got room to adjust forward or backwards. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our skid kind of in place so that we know where this needs to be, and then we'll tighten this down last, more than likely. So we're gonna put together our hardware. It looks like they're gonna be 4 of the exact same length bolts, just like all the others. And then there's 1 threaded insert that Kyle's telling me is gonna go
Flip it over.
in
Supposedly
here.
goes like that. Yeah. Yep.
Like so.
Yep.
So we'll get everything prepped and then we'll slap her in. So snug, 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 and then we'll finish this guy, and then the transfer case will be done. This is too easy so far, guys. So we've done all the easy ones. This is going to be the less easy one. There is a factory, again, I don't want to dignify it by calling it a skid plate, but a very thin sheet metal skid plate that we're going to have to remove. And then it looks like there are a couple brackets that we will install, and then we will get the fuel tank. All right, so for the fuel tank skid, we've got 5 longer bolts, and I've pre-staged them already. Your shorter 3 bolts are going to be at your what retain your skid plate to the brackets, and then I believe you reuse your hardware where the brackets mount to the body of the vehicle. So again, pretty straightforward. We will get typically what we'll do is we'll get the brackets mounted in place, then we'll lift the skid and get it bolted in. Drive shaft. There we go. We're just gonna leave that up there because we're gonna put the bracket in. And now you don't want to get everything tightly in place because you might have to wiggle or move. You said we don't read instructions, Kyle.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Well guys, this project was going too smooth and we ran into a stopper. We didn't realize this when we were doing the install or looking at the instructions, but the skid that we have here is actually for the hybrid models, and it appears that the hybrid models have a different profile for the fuel tank. You'll notice here that the skid plate kind of cuts at a sharp diagonal, but you've got still exposure at the gas tank here, and then our brackets don't come close. So we think that we may have grabbed the wrong skid. One of us was actually at the ASFIR warehouse and grabbed these and brought them back to Lincoln. But we reached out to ASFIR and they're gonna send us out the correct fuel tank skid. The install is essentially as is. You know, you put your brackets in and then cinch everything up. From a video standpoint, we've demonstrated how to do the install, just we ended up with the wrong parts. So other than that, this was stupid easy project. All the skid plates bolted on really nicely, feels very sturdy. So we're very happy with them. We will get the correct skid plate for the fuel tank and slap it on, probably off camera. We sell ASFIR, but ASFIR also has their own website and they ship out of Arizona. I think these are on their website right now. I'm not positive all. Yeah, I don't have anything but good stuff to say about these skids. I'm very excited to be running them again. So thank you very much for watching, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment and like, subscribe, or don't, you know, whatever. We appreciate you watching whatever you do or don't do. So ta-ta.